Molly Parker never expected to lead a project that she considers as mainstream as a network procedural. In her 30 years in the business, the Canadian actor has tended to gravitate toward the margins, making a name for herself as an indie darling, kissed, sunshine, and a strong supporting player in the early years of prestige TV, Deadwood, House of Cards. But in spring 2023, just days before the writers went on strike in Hollywood, Parker took a meeting with executive producers Barbie Kligman and Hank Steinberg about headlining their new gender-flipped Fox adaptation of a popular Italian medical drama. At the time, Parker could not bear the thought of spending time away from her teenage son, who was then going into his junior year in high school in Los Angeles, in order to shoot a months-long project in Toronto. However, by the time both the writers' and actors' strikes ended 6 months later, Parker realized that she could not stop thinking about the character. Her son also declared that he wanted to go to art school in New York, so he would eventually be on the same coast as her doc. Parker stars as Dr. Amy Larson, a brilliant yet abrasive physician who, following a late-night car accident, wakes up with no recollection of the past 8 years of her life. Over the course of the show's 10-episode first season, as she works to get recertified in the same hospital where she was once the chief of internal medicine, Amy must come to terms with the tragic loss of her son, Danny, which not only turned her into a hardened shell of herself, but also led to the dissolution of her marriage to Dr. Michael Hamda, Omar Metwally, and an estranged relationship with their daughter Katie, Charlotte Fountain Jardim, while she had decided privately years before that she never wanted to play the mother of a dead child again, since she had done in other past roles. Parker felt Doc was going to offer a delicate and complicated look at grief, a universal phenomenon that did not necessarily change this seemingly ordinary woman for the better. This is a woman whose life has been defined by these two very extreme traumas, these moments when she feels that she's lost everything. Those, to me, are the most interesting places to meet a character. Parker tells Variety, end Tuesday's season finale, while the doctors rush to treat victims of a train derailment caused by a suicidal driver who parked his car on the tracks, Amy decides that she needs to apologize to the affable widow of Bill Dixon, the man her colleague, Chief Dr. Richard Miller Scott Wolf, said she had killed on the job before her accident. But upon meeting with Bill's wife, Amy realizes that it was Richard who killed him by accident, and then tried to cover up his potentially career-ending mistake. Richard knew that Amy was onto him before her accident, and he desperately hoped that her memories would not resurface, but he will now have to face the medical review board. By the end of the episode, Amy tells her ex-husband Michael that they should talk, but they end up kissing for the second time in 3 days at the hospital. Only this time, Amy's new beau, Dr. Jake Heller, John Michael Ecker, catches them in the act from afar last month in a strong vote of confidence for a show that debuted at mid-season. Fox ordered a 22-episode second season of Document. As she prepares to return to Toronto to shoot season 2 this summer, Parker, who could not contain her excitement about finally being able to discuss all the spoilers, opens up about how Amy's past and present will influence her future, and her take on the show's central, juicy love triangle.